So I was kind of debating whether I should do one for Randy, or or the when I should do it too. And then I realized today's his birthday, so I'm going to take that as a reason to talk about Randy. The truth is, I had the opportunity to share multiple conversations about God, about faith, about theology with him, and so I feel very settled in the fact that he knew my heart, my love for him. When Karen had called me, I knew, and I mean, I guess I was a little suspicious because of the time of day, but I knew the moment she called why, and she was struggling to speak, and I simply said to her, "It's okay, it's okay. I really believe he's in a better place, that his struggles in life are done, and he's in a better place." So I said, take a deep breath. I'm more worried about you than me, and a great gift God has given to me is anytime I think about him, I smile. Mostly because we did some stupid things together. There's only one thing I wish I had shared with him, and I had not, and that is years ago. I'm kind of gonna guess I was 18 or 19 years old. It was about that age that by then I was definitely taller than him. I could jump higher than him, and he had been teaching me basketball for a few years, and he was a great basketball player for his size in particular. He was just really tenacious, and I loved playing with him. I loved playing in the church league with him. I loved the camaraderie it gave to us. But I got to the point where I knew I could beat him any time I wanted, but he would turn it into a wrestling match. And I couldn't beat him at wrestling. He was much stronger than me. And it was very aggravating for me that I knew I could beat him if it didn't become a shoving match. It inevitably did. Anyway, one day in the midst of all this, and any time I was working with him, he had a basketball, and if he saw a couple guys playing, he would pull over and say, "Let's play." And I gotta admit, I kind of enjoyed doing that. Well, one particular day, he stopped at the University of Westchester University, and there were these two guys, and they were much taller than us, and they were dunking, and he said, "Let's play basketball." And I was always a shyer kid, and a little nervous, and obviously I ended up having to be with the bigger kid, and Randy did what Randy always did, which is he hustled and worked, and as much as I liked playing defense, I wouldn't even shoot because I was so confident that this kid would block me if I tried to take a shot, and toward the middle of the game, Randy threw the ball as hard as he could at my face and yelled at me, "I'm not moving anymore. You need to drive by this guy, score, and I'm not moving until you do." And I was pissed because I knew that if I did this, the guy would just block me. But out of my anger toward him, I took my first step, and I went as fast as I could to the basket, and I jumped up, and next thing you know, I scored. And ever since that moment, and he said to me right after, he goes, "I told you you could do it. You can beat me. Play your game." And ever since that moment, I think I have had a sense of confidence that I didn't have before, and that came from him in that moment. The very last time, I think it was the last time I saw him, we were at Ed and Karen's, and we were and we were shooting, just shooting baskets. Both of us, I think, thinking we kind of want to play, and we kind of want to get in a wrestling match and hurt each other. And he looked at me and he says, "I remembered the day when I realized I couldn't beat you." And I sat there and said, "I had no idea you knew that." And it was really just a cool conversation for us to have. And also to recognize how very different life gets in 20 years. But I am very grateful for the time that I had with him. Obviously, I wish life had been different for him, that life was not the struggle that it was. But in the midst of all his struggles, I will still always have a smile on my face because of the memories and the moments we had together. So I just want to spend time thanking God for the presence he was in my life. Father, thank you for the life that you gave Randy, and Father, even though I know he struggled, I also know that he really did trust your grace, and that your love was greater than that. And Father, I'm just so grateful for the things he instilled within me, for the heart he had for the people around him. I'm grateful for that great knowledge that in your presence and in your grace, we do not have to say goodbye, but it is our see you later. And I look forward to those times when we are together with you, Father, when there's no more death or destruction. So thank you. Thank you for all my siblings. Thank you especially today for Randy and the presence he had been in my life to make me who I am for your glory. It's in Christ's name we pray. Amen. All right. Well, that's my last sibling, so mom and dad will be next.